This episode of LeapTV is made possible by the Forum for Women Entrepreneurs, BC's leading edge organization for women entrepreneurs. Coming up on LeapTV, a branding lesson from Earl's Restaurant. I'm going to talk about cost-effective ways to promote your business after a relocation. And this week's performance tip, leveraging Jing to train your employees. I'm Isabelle Mercier, and this is the show that shows you that small, consistent, and intentional actions can lead to massive results. Has this ever happened to you where you found someone in an organization 3-4 times in a row because you're in the middle of a lengthy conversation or you're forgetting to mention things, and the gatekeeper, the secretary, doesn't remember you from minute 1 to minute 3? Has this ever happened to you? I find this highly annoying. Well, the contrary just happened to me at Earl's Restaurant. Now, Margarita and I have been going to Earl's for the past 15 years every Friday for our management meetings. And we used to go to the Fur in Broadway. For some reason, we were creative there. It was our favorite location. But since Yaletown has opened a new location, sometimes, we go to Yaletown a little bit more often. So it had been probably 1.5 years since I had been to the Earl's Fur in Broadway. When we got there, the server recognized us. Did not remember our names, but frankly, I did not remember hers either. And it would have been a lot easier for me to remember hers than hers remembering me. But she sat us at our favorite booth. She remembered her favorite drink. She remembered that the little finicky part, I like my, certain food on the side. And she remembered all that, which had me feel like I was her only client. It had been a long time and she still remembered that. So as a client, I felt appreciated. As a client, I felt good, and I felt like I had made a good decision for going back there today. What does that mean for your business? Well, make a point of remembering the little details, because it's the little details that really impress people. And it's the little details that make them talk about you. See, I'm talking about them today, which is key. So what can you do about that? Perhaps with your team, you have a little, internal contest about who can remember the most names. Favorite drinks. You don't have to work at a restaurant to remember favorite drinks. Birthday cards, events, important events, pet names. They love their pets. So if you actually remember that, they will feel cared for. So the lesson here is to make each client feel like they're your only client. So thank you, Earls, for making me feel like a very valued customer. Needless to say, this one goes into my book as a brand hero. Now, Leapers, it is time to spark a conversation. What I want to know is, what are the little things or big things that you do to appreciate your clients? Let's actually have a brainstorm around comments around that, because I want to learn from your ideas, and the community, the Leapers, also want to get inspired by what you do to appreciate your clients. So all you got to do is add your comment below this video at leaptv.com. We want to know your thoughts. Now, before we move on with the show, I would love to say a little bit more about an organization that is near and dear to my heart, which is the Forum for Women Entrepreneurs. They're a leading-edge organization dedicated to empowering women in business. I happen to be very fortunate to be a mentor for that association, and I invite you, if you want to get involved as a mentor or as a member, to learn more about tools, resources, strategies, and ongoing support. I invite you to visit them at fwe.ca. This week's question is from Jay Malik from Houston, Texas. Jay writes, I have a business called ABC Office Supply in Houston and have recently moved to a new location. Can you share cost-effective ways to 1, let our existing clients know that we have moved, and 2, to introduce ourselves to our new community and surrounding businesses to let them know that we're here and that we're open? Jay, first of all, congratulations on your new move. And I will say to you that relocating is the perfect opportunity to 1, reconnect with your clients, And 2, creating a whole new fan base in your new neighborhood. So here are a couple of ideas to reconnect with your clients. If I were in your shoes, I would either do an open house or a client appreciation day or client appreciation weekend, because the key is to invite your existing clients to come and visit your new location. Visiting the new location is key in bonding and also reconnecting and possibly buying, because when someone is in your store, they're more likely to buy. You could invite your existing clients with a simple invitation that will cost you nothing, because all you need is a stamp and rip off the corner of your moving box. It's ecologically friendly and very creative. When someone receives a corner of a box because we've just moved, come and check our new location, can't go wrong with that. And to attract new clients from your neighborhood, I would also, invite them to the Client Appreciation Day, but there is nothing more powerful than to walking to these very, very close businesses around and introducing you face to face, introducing your new store, your location, what you're about, and what you can help them with. It is inviting your neighborhood into your store. You can offer them neighborhood discounts. You can also do a mail drop to your 4-mile radius businesses around, a series of postcards that would invite them to come to your store at different times. And you could also have ABC money, like your own little currency, like Canadian Tire, for the businesses around, so that they know that they're neighbors. You know that they're neighbors because of that little currency. You could have fun with that. The whole key here is to invite them into your store and to let them know what you're about and how you can help. If you have other ideas for Jay, if you want to start a dialogue with me through commenting, I invite you to do so below. Share your ideas. We want to know them. Do you have a burning question about branding, marketing, or anything about business for that matter? Now is your chance to get some free, innovative advice. All you got to do is click on the Ask Isabel button at LeapTV.com. In return for asking a question, Jay wins a 2-month free subscription to MyLeapTools.com. MyLeapTools is a vital business resource with a constantly growing collection of tips, tools, and must-know winning strategies to help entrepreneurs like you perform like never before. This week's performance tip is about leveraging a tool called Jing to train your employees. As you know, I absolutely love automation. And Jing is a tool that allows me to capture data from my monitor and from my voice at the same time, which allows me to automate certain things. For example, if I want to show someone how to go from here to there, or how to provide fonts to a client, or even anything that I want to train my employees on, I record it on the monitor, and I also record my voice and I call those little segments Leap Zone 101. So we have a little library with a lot of different Jings in there. And my employees, it's easy for them to go in those folders and re-listen to some of those clips as they are learning, but also as they forget. It happens. People will forget about how to do one thing, especially if it's more technologically inclined. So leveraging this tool not only to capture irrelevant data from your computer or cool websites, but to really leverage training your employees so that you don't have to do and say the same things over and over again. So I challenge you to use Jing in different ways. If you want to know more about Jing and what Jing does, then I invite you to watch episode number 9. I actually talk a little bit more about it. If you're not using Jing already, I encourage you to go to Jing Project for your free download. And if you are using Jing, then I invite you to really leverage it in many more directions, including training your employees. Never want to miss an episode? Very simple. All you got to do is subscribe at LeapTV.com today. It's free, and best of all, it's hassle-free, with our promise to you of only one single notification per week. As a free bonus for signing up to LeapTV today, I will grant you instant access to my Branding from the Inside Out webinar, which will teach you how to become extraordinary to avoid elimination. That's it for this week. Remember that everything you've learned here today will do zip for you, unless, of course, you implement it. So take action on what you've learned today, and remember that it's much, much easier to do it than to dwell on it. Don't forget to comment and share your ideas and opinions about this week's show, because we want to hear them. I'm Isabelle Mercier, and you can connect with me via Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Join me again next week for other great branding lessons and other must-know strategies to help you perform like never before. See you next week. Now, before we move on with the show, I would love to say a little bit more about an organization that is near and dear to my heart, and that is the Forum for Women Entrepreneurs. Okay. Now, before we move on about the that doesn't count.
That little face.
I don't. Okay. Now, before we move on with the show, that's right. Danielle, don't kill me. Okay. FWE at WWFW. At FWE.ca.
What's the website again? She's like,
FWE. Okay, let's do this one more time.